Hi, I'm Alice Guillemet. I'm the beauty editor at Condé Nast Brides. We know that you want a beautiful wedding day makeup look, so we've come to Chanel to show you how. I'm joined by Bridget, Senior Makeup Training Manager. She's going to create today a stunning look on our bride-to-be Emily. So, Bridget, let's start with foundation. Tell me, how do you get a flawless finish?
Well, the first step is an exfoliated and hydrated skin. This allows the foundation to go on smoothly, look even and radiant. But before foundation, I'm going to use a radiance-giving base product. This will give illumination to the skin and make it look bright and healthy. Once I've applied that, I'm going to use a foundation which gives a semi-matte finish. This means that there won't be too much shine on photographs, but it also gives a very flawless finish and allows us to vary the coverage, so we can give more coverage where needed and less in areas that we don't. If somebody's got beautiful skin, don't be tempted to over-apply foundation and cover that. Once the foundation has been applied, I'm going to use a concealer around the eye area. It's often a mistake to over-apply concealer, particularly when photographs are going to be taken, as they contain light reflective pigments, and this gives that white patch around the eye area that we often see on celebrities. So go easy on the concealer and apply it only where absolutely needed. To finish the base, dust with a loose powder, but a very fine loose powder. This will enable you to achieve a finish that is matte, but not overly powdered or cakey. Always remember to carry a compact powder around in your handbag, or get your bridesmaid to do that for you, so you can touch up regularly throughout the day to keep any shine at bay.
So, let's move on to eyes. Tell me, which colour palette are you choosing for Emily?
Well, Emily has peach coloured flowers in her bouquet, so I've chosen this coloured eyeshadow as my starting point, which is great because peaches also enhance blue eyes. And then I've decided to build around this using peaches, caramels, and then I'm going to line the eyes using a chocolate brown eyeshadow instead of using an eyeliner or liquid, as these can sometimes look a little bit harsh if the rest of the makeup is quite soft. It's often tempting to go for very metallic or iridescent eyeshadows, which I'm going to use some of on Emily, but don't be tempted to use iridescence all over the eye. Keeping the eyeshadow more matte on the brow bone means that it won't look overly iridescent and there won't be too much flare or brightness on photographs. It won't look overdone. So I'm going to use a matte, creamy coloured eyeshadow on the brow bone and keep my iridescent colours on the lower lid. Finishing the eyes with waterproof mascara is an essential because emotions always run high on wedding days, and this is something that you can save and take away on honeymoon for swimming and being in the sun as well. But it means there won't be any panda eyes or smudging underneath the eyes. Emily already has great shaped brows, so I'm just going to use a small amount of eyebrow powder combed through the eyebrow to give a little extra definition if needed, and to make sure that the eyebrows are symmetrical.
Now let's talk lipsticks. Tell me, how on earth do you find the perfect lipstick shade for your wedding?
Well, getting good advice is essential, so make a trip to your local department store and get some tips from an expert. Maybe even take a swatch of fabric from your bridesmaid dresses or a flower that you're going to be carrying. That will help the expert give you some advice on the perfect tips, tones and colour intensity. Decide whether you're going to put the focus on the eyes or the lips in the makeup. Often it's a good idea to keep the lips relatively soft, as lots of talking and kissing, it can wear a little. For Emily, I chose this beautiful pink peach shade, which is going to tie in with the colours on her eyes, but it's not going to put too much emphasis on the lips and will keep the makeup nicely balanced with the focus a little bit more on her eyes. A good lip liner will prevent any feathering or bleeding of the lipstick and give an extra long-lasting result. I would even fill the whole of the lip area with the pencil and then apply the lipstick over the top. That will give an even longer lasting result from the lip colour. Make sure that it's also carried with you.
And tell me, what are the finishing touches?
Well, once you've chosen your lipstick, you can then choose your shade of blusher. I used Tea Rose on Emily, which is a beautiful delicate peach. It's not going to give too much emphasis to the cheeks because often brides will flush a little naturally as well. So keep the blusher to a minimum and maybe use it further up on the cheekbones rather than on the apples of the cheeks, where we tend to have that little bit more high colouring.
Last of all, what are your final tips for all our brides-to-be?
Don't be tempted to wear lip gloss if you're wearing a veil, as it can stick. Also, whilst most brides like a natural look, remember that it needs to show on the photographs, so definition, especially around the eye line, is key. And also practice before the day. Pop a white vest or a white top on and practice at least 2 or 3 times. You don't want to be applying the makeup for the first time on your wedding morning. Feel comfortable and enjoy your day.
Oh, fantastic, crucial point there. Bridget, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been fantastic and your tips are just wonderful.
Thank you.